According to the school district, every Lower Merion High School student is required to write a research paper each year in their social studies class. This year, in AP US History, you will get to choose from 3 types of research papers. The research paper will be considered the culminating project for the year as well. Now note that you will be given the majority of class time for the remainder of the school year to work on the research paper. There will be 3 checkpoint assignments along the way, and the final draft for the research paper will be due on June 16th. The research paper and all the related checkpoint assignments will be worth a total of 200 points. Now, you will pick one of 3 options for the research paper. There's a traditional research paper, an oral history research paper, and then the policy change research paper. The traditional paper is an argumentative paper where you will present 2 sides of a controversial issue in U.S. history. The aim of this type of paper is to persuade the reader of your point of view. You should include and cite findings and arguments of different researchers on both sides of the issue, but then favor one side over the other and try to persuade the reader of your side. Your arguments should not be too emotional, though. They need to be supported with logical facts and statistical data and bona fide research. Another option is an oral history research paper, where you will conduct an interview with a person who lived through a historical event in American history. Analysis of the oral history by either comparing or contrasting it to how the same event is written about in primary and secondary sources, and developing reasons, explanations for the similarities or differences between the 2 accounts of this event. A policy paper is a research piece focusing on a specific policy issue that provides clear recommendations for policymakers. So you are going to take an issue, a problem, a challenge that is facing society, and you are going to suggest a policy change that would remedy or fix this challenge. So those are your 3 options. Of course, you are going to pick one of them, and that is going to be the direction for your research paper. Each of these types of papers have the same requirement for length and footnoting and formatting. Along the way, you will be required to turn in checkpoint assignments through Turnitin. If you check out the expectation sheet for each one of these papers, you will see that each checkpoint assignment is a little different. They are highlighted and bolded in yellow on the documents. They will also be added to the weekly plan for each week. Along the way, we will go over the different steps. So I don't want you to think of this as writing a research paper. Just kind of think of it as meeting the checkpoints along the way, and then the final step will be the writing of the research paper. So as I mentioned earlier, if you use class time relatively well, you should be able to complete this entire assignment in the context of our APUSH classes. So you know, as you can see here, everyone will be using the Chicago Notes and Bibliography, often referred to as NB, as their citation method. If you have any questions along the way, certainly do not hesitate to ask me. I hope this explanation helps out as you get started on the research paper to close out APUSH for the year.